and this technology going to be commercialized to Godrej Agrovet. Then as I told, leaf mill is a replacer of DORB because DORB also increase DORB 50% ingredients with the DORB only. But now DORB is going to be scarce. That's why to replace this thing that any leaf mill can be utilized. Then one interesting that a leather fabrication from skin. You see these are developed from our students, and this has a huge potential. The plastic entrapment device, as I told, the protein concentrator or protein isolator. This is the device prototype has been developed where we can extract the protein from any non-edible seed. So the protein of seed containing 22% proteins, as I told, where from this device we can extract up to concentrate or isolate containing 92% proteins. Now these are some water quality test kit that has been developed. So these are I can say these are cheapest kit available in the market in India. So no cheaper than this thing is available. So we are selling at least 10 lakh rupees this kit, both kit every year on average. Then value-added products from fish and shellfish. Again, these are some value-added products from fish. Then from technology, we are having agri-business incubators. So those who are the entrepreneurs, they can come here, they can register in our agri-business incubators, and CIFE will support the handholding so that till the commercialization of the product, CIFE will help. Some of the success story we are giving here, and these are some of the registered entrepreneurs in our incubation center. Beside this, before end, I will just give some of the pictures. You may not get able to see all the things. These are the hostels and some. These are some of the staff quarters. These are the guest house. These are guest house. So these are some sports facilities. So coming to the today business. So these are all about CIFE. Now coming to what for this today meeting are there. How we'll go ahead. So with this, with the challenging scenario, that is now everything is going to change. So with this changing scenario, as our DDG told, how we have to go ahead. So before going to the main discussion, I will give some facts. Every day, the world population is increased by 2 lakh. Every day, next day, there is loss of 2 lakh populations. So we have to think for them what they will be. The land availability for farming is going down and down, and 30% of the food produced is lost or wasted. Then coming to, as I told, a changing scenario, the middle class population is increasing in the country, so their food habit also changing. You see, it is given in 3 years, 1993 to 94, 2004 to 5, 15 to 16. The food grains are coming down because their earning is more from the food grains, carbohydrate-rich food. They are shifting towards the protein-rich food. That products egg, fish, and meat. So in future, there will be more demand for eating non-veg or fish or egg or meat, especially the fish because there has been awareness of fish is a good quality protein. Now the land availability is coming down and down, and if you that correlate 2050, the available land, you see absolutely nothing will be there. So in this scenario, what should be our strategy? You see, our total earth covered with 70% is covered with water and 30% with land. But for our food, we are depending 80% of food comes from the water. Sorry, from the land only, which cover only 30%. So we are not exploiting anything from the water. Now time has come because everything has come to saturation. So we have to explore the water. That is aquaculture for food. So you see how the growth has been in the recent. The growth from 1950 to 2019, you see, the rice production has increased 5.85 times, wheat production 17.6 times, milk production 11 times, fish production 18.7 times, and egg production 50 times. That also you can easily imagine that everywhere you will get an egg. So now also fish tremendously has been increased, but population has been increased in the meantime 3.4 times. Right? You see at 2050, our production has to be increased by 25 to 75%. So as our DDG told that from a level where it is now, even increasing 1 ton will be very difficult. How to increase 25 to 75%? That is a very turbulent task. So now with this changing transformations, either it is agriculture or urban husbandry or fisheries, everywhere we are going for transformations. We should be prepared for this thing. This type of transformation is required for the future. So whether we are doing or going the right track or not, or no, if not, then how to go ahead. Then what should be our plan? So today's program, we have to discuss about the extent and availability of fisheries resources, because these are the points which is needs for development of the fisheries. The fishery resources, infrastructure, technology and R&D support, then quality of HR available, then investment, then development, outreach and extension services, and policy or regulatory or governance. These are the points which needs to be discussed for the fishery development. And coming to the fishery resources, we have collected the data from the different states. You see, the resources are different. This is not similar for. So does it need a policy for a state specific or resource specific? That needs to be decided. Then if we come to the fish productions, we have divided. First comes the northeast, the northeast is dominated by Tripura and followed by Manipur. But all other remaining very close. So does it indicate that if Manipur can go ahead, there is sufficient scope is there for other states to come to that level. That's why they should think that what Manipur is doing, so that other northeast states also can follow it. Coming to the central and northern states, obviously Bihar and Chhattisgarh, they are coming up, and others are also very close. That also indicates that is Uttar Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Bihar, they are coming up. Others they should follow what they have already done. When coming to the coastal lines, obviously Andhra Pradesh is dominant, followed by West Bengal. Others are also in the same range. So this indicates that if you are going for the area specific, zone wise also, a zone wise policy, a zone wise technology should be developed so that all can come to a similar level, so that production can be enhanced. Now we have categorized total production into three categories: high production, moderate production, and low production. To our surprise, if you see the Meghalaya and Mizoram, they are coming around the high production, high growth rate. High growth rate means it comes from 8 to 16%. That means these northeastern states, they are having the strategy so that they could able to accelerate their growth rate in fisheries about 8 to 16%. Very good. But maximum states comes under a moderate, but Kerala, Maharashtra, their growth rate is reducing, or growth rate is less. Production is not less, growth rate is less. So what should be the strategy? At least to go or come at par. This needs to be discussed some points in a different groups. Now, coming to the, if you want to enhance the production, we are having the resources. So what if you want to enhance the production, it needs a technology. This technology needs adoption. For adoption of technology, it needs three things: awareness, demonstration, and training. I believe the awareness work is perfectly done by the state governments, but the scope is there for training and awareness. So I have given this one graph. That's a research gate we have taken it. By adopting this new technology, there is the production level sufficiently increases. So that's why the CIP can handhold, or CIP can help in training part, in demonstration part, so that technology or production can be enhanced. The scope is there. So this needs to be discussed in a good discussion. Then coming to the staff position, because coming to the training part means staff position. You see the staff position, we could not collect the data from all the states because the data are not available. That also I have given a slide, because from all the departments, either by personal contact or from the website, we have collected data. But from the sample size, you see almost 50% of the staff positions are vacant in all the states. All the states means whatever the data we are having. Hopefully, other states might be the same data, but 50% staffs are vacant. So whether with the 50% of the staff positions can be able to implement all things of the central government or state government. Now coming to the digital era, whether going along with the digital era, you see the website. Almost all the states they are having the website in English information. Only Jharkhand having in Hindi. But in the regional language, I think that if you are giving some the extension material in the regional language, it's not there. In maximum of the states except Odisha, Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh, Gujarat, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, all others they are giving in English. So farmers cannot access the information on the website. Then the staff details, again it is not there in all the website. Infrastructures also it's not complete for all the states. The extension literature, this is the importance. Note that extension literature is almost nil for all the states except some of the 3 or 4 states. So the extension material means it is meant for the farmers, needs to be in the local language, needs to be in the website. Also, some reports also not there, and some of the state, the website is very old, 2014, 2015. So this is the thing that first needs to be addressed, that all the websites needs to be updated, and all the information should be updated, what the central scheme available, and what the farmers can utilize. Now coming to the training part, we have seen that whether any type of, we have analyzed whether any type of induction training or promotional avenues is there for different states. It's not that uniform for all the states. This induction training means for the freshers, it is not there almost for the 50% of the states. Similarly, for promotional policy, it is only, previously it was there, but now this promotional policy has been abolished or the withdrawn, but it's not there. That is the reason why, that this only for the state government officers, this training was devised or designed from the CIFE, so that after having this training program, they used to get the promotions. You see the intake capacity of CIFE from the state governments, it is coming down and down. That indicates that only because this promotional revenue are not required, this training is not required. That's the reason why this training program, what we are running at CIFE Kolkata, is not relevant now. So that is the reason we will discuss today that what type of training is required for the state governments, so that we can perfectly design a training program for the state governments. You see which are the states, MP, I think recently 2020-21, MP, Nagaland, Haryana, Arunachal Pradesh, MP, they are sending still now. What I told you, I was told by our Kolkata center that the MP this time they are proposed to send 15 candidates, and Haryana come 1 or 2. So this indicates that still these states are sending, other states are not sending. Either these training programs are not relevant, or this is not required for their staffs. So these points needs to be discussed today. So what type of training program is required for their staff? So you see where we are getting this the candidates, Arunachal Pradesh, Jammu Kashmir recently only. Then we maximum beneficiary were Meghalaya, Madhya Pradesh, Manipur, Haryana. Now it's totally, now we are getting 1 or 2. So it is now not relevant at all. Now coming to this training program, if you ask whether the training program is required or not, coming to the aquaculture sector, aquaculture production needs to be increased. We have to increase it, but it needs a technology which should be dynamic in nature. आज जो टेक्नोलॉजी है काल वो रिलेवेंट नहीं है, वो टेक्नोलॉजी रॉकेट टेक्नोलॉजी which is mathematical, which will be evergreen, but for biological technology it will be short life. After 5 years it may not be relevant. So lifespan of technology in agriculture is short. So hence knowledge needs to be updated. Then only we can support the production. So for updating the knowledge, we are having in the state government, this is the hierarchy. Head, senior officers, middle level officers, entry level officers, supporting staff. So they need training of different types. Whether we are having the provision for giving training at our level, if it is there, whether it is sufficient. If it's not there, then what to be done? This also needs to be discussed for the efficient training for the state government officers. Now coming to the demonstration, another part, we have seen that demonstration plays a major role because recently the biofloc RS systems is come into place. This, what we are doing, suppose getting some monetary assistance from the NFDB, we are establishing a unit, only one unit, and we are inviting all the farmers. But farmers take capacity different category. They can spend more, they can spend small farmers, marginal farmers, medium-sized farmers, or large farmers. By giving a demonstration of a large unit may not be helpful for the marginal farmer because they cannot visualize that what type of small unit should be. It is not just reducing the size of the larger one will satisfy that requirement. That's why we are giving that right infrastructure and right technology support is required. That's why the technological handholding, technological support will be from CIP, and it should be along with the Department of Fisheries, assistance from NFDB. This may work well. We have given example of large and medium and small one. The small which CIP has been developed at Bihar. So this is a very low cost technology that is for marginal farmers. That may not work for the large farmers. Then let's come to the expenditure, because everything needs expenditure. How much the monetary support you are giving for every schemes, then only you can expect something for the development. So coming to Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana, so total investment 20,050 crores. Then fish production, as our DDG told, 22 million ton target by 24-25. Then we have to implement the net 15 lakh implement direct and indirect generations, doubling the exports 1,000 lakh crore. Then reducing the post harvest loss to 10%, and finally doubling the income of fish and fish farmers. This is the target given by the central government. If you see the different schemes given by the central government or Department of Fisheries, Government of India, 68% comes to the state government with the sharing basis. Maybe 60-40, 70-30. And 30% which is 100% funding by the central Department of Fisheries. So this comes to the state governments. This depends how much you are taking from the state governments, how much you are implementing that data also you are having. You see, these are the data, these 2021, 1920, this is the figures of the fund released to different states. Now, how much they are utilized? If you see, we have taken the data from different states. It's not all, but it's sample data again, because we could not collect all the data. Almost 40% funds received from NFDB is not utilized. Reason may be anything. Maybe that you are not able to develop infrastructure, right persons, consultancy. Whatever the reason, that also needs to be discussed. Why this total money has not been utilized. Then these are coastal states of their budget. As our director told that significant budget pumping has been done in the last 5 years comparatively. Some states like Odisha, West Bengal, if you see that 2016-17 and 21-22, or at least 5 to 7 times more the budget has been allocated. But in some states, it also reverse is there in Kerala also. So that also needs to be discussed, that how much money is required for proper plan, proper development. So that's to be given from the very it's 5-year plans, beginning of the 5-year plans. Now coming to the revenue expenditure compared to the capital expenditure, you know that we are planning everything for which capital expenditure is required, infrastructure is required. So infrastructure needs money. If you see, maximum expenditure of the different states are revenue only. Capital only in Punjab and Uttar Pradesh and some Kerala, Goa. They are spending money for the infrastructures. So again, it is a point to be discussed, that whether how much money we should spend for infrastructure. Without infrastructure, we cannot think for any development. Only revenue cannot help to support the production of the country state. Then finally, we thought that some of the 3 things needs to be discussed in 3 groups. That is, first part is HRD, as I told. What are the number of staffs you are required? Either permanent staff is required or some contractual staff required. The contractual staff needs some training from CIP or any type of specialized training required from CIP. Compulsory and mid-career training is required or not. So because there are hierarchy of the different officers, what type of training is required? Who can help you? The review of HRD policy, what type of HRD policy is there, whether it needs any revision or not. Then usage of digital media, as I told, I'll give an example of what type of how we are using the digital media. The linkage with ICAR institutes, as our DDG told, and fishery colleges, all are there to help you. Finally, what type of training required from CIP. Then coming to the next point, the next group is the extension and development support, issues and options. That is operational practical challenges, implementation of the PMMSY, because as I told, 40% money has not been utilized. That means there is some constraint in implementing of the PMMSY. So what is the constraint? Physical help is required, or any consultancy is required. What type of is required? Why for it not being implemented? That needs to be discussed in this group. Then mobilization and utilization of funds from centers, how to get it, whether you develop a project, that also some help is required. Time and availability of staff for each district and block, how much they're giving time for this thing, availability of consultant and assistant from PMMSY, quality of extension literature, it is not there in website, so does it require to develop some quality literature so that farmers will be aware of the program? Then role of DOF in linking staff with stakeholders, budget outlay and expenditure of state, as I give some example of the how budget has been utilized, criteria for budget allocation and utilization, and finally any state specific consultancy from CIFE. Recently we got some consultancy from Rajasthan for a specific activity because they are unable to do it. If CIFE can help them, it is CIFE welcome for this type of proposal. Then policy and governance, the state fisheries and aquaculture policy, mobilizing private investment, reforms in marine fisheries regulation act, regulations, rules for inland fisheries resources and aquaculture, census of resources and people, reducing overexploitation of marine fisheries resources, conflict resolution, and framing policy support from CIFE. Anything you require for developing any policy, CIFE can help. So total program is divided like this, that is with Secretary, Department of Fisheries, DDG Fisheries, he is representing all the fisheries research institutes. Then all some experts are also there, and directors of fisheries are there. They are with common interaction will be there, and something will turn out. And total group will be divided into 3 groups, and the 3 groups after this thing, then tomorrow there will be common discussion where all the recommendations will be presented, and that leads to final conclusion. So this is the plan we are having. So I wish that your fruitful association interactions will lead to a conclusion which will be helpful for all the states and CIFE as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for setting the stage. Yesterday, our beloved Dilip sir told us that innovation and progress comes when research and development sit together or unite together. And today, we have both the parties together. But we need to understand each other's thought and each other's expectation. So I request each of the state representatives to brief their expectation from the... Okay, sir. So after tea break, we will have a discussion and we will understand each other. So let's break for the tea. 15 minutes is there. After the tea, please assemble here. Thank you.
We have volunteers who wants to